Is going to play against Complexity's Ganzi, one of the new Korean faces we had in this season. Ganzi had a 5-3 season. He lost against Hawk, Vibe and Strelok, but he did manage to beat Sen. He was the only player in this season who actually beat Sen. So that counts for something, right?
Counts for a lot after seeing this last game.
What we've just seen, I think that counts for something.
Counts for a ton, man. Ganzi versus Dimaga.
Oh god.
Yeah. Well,
guys, if you ever have some friends who want to watch some competitive StarCraft games, if you don't recommend them the ZVZ series that you've just seen, then you're nuts.
If you think ZVZ is boring.
Yes, then you're nuts.
If you think ZVZ is coin flip, no skill.
Yes, that's like the last thing we've seen in the previous games.
Not the case at all. All right, so let's step back a little bit, see if we can compose ourselves and talk a little bit about what we're seeing. Ganzi versus Dimaga, very important match.
Yep.
Dimaga is coming. He's got a lot of momentum, man. He had a big win in Week 9 over DeMuslim, a ZVT win, so he's got to be feeling pretty good about that. And he's fresh off second place at DreamHack, where he had a really incredible tournament, losing to Mana in the finals, a ZVP series. That was also very, very impressive. Mana just exhibiting some really good builds that Dimaga didn't seem to have an answer to. I feel like Dimaga is very capable of taking out Ganzi here, in spite of the fact that Ganzi is still a very strong Korean Terran.
I'm feeling the same way. It's definitely going to be tough for Dimaga, but I do think he has what it takes. I know that he really wants to be part of the NASL finals as well. Dimaga is going to find this first Rex. I think that's going to give him a little bit of comfort. He probably saw the amount of SUVs. He's like, well, I don't think I really have something to worry about. And after scouting that Rex, he knows he has nothing to worry about. We've seen Ganzi in this season, throughout the entire season. He did some crazy things. You remember that Rex he built against Sen on Belshire Beach? It's like with in the natural of Sen. And then like those Marines popped out on the left side which, in that little alley.
That was pretty nasty, man. I mean, we've seen a lot of cool builds, especially out of the Korean Terrans. They have tons of really, dare I say, abusive things that they've learned to do against Zerg players just to impair that early game, which is really what you have to do as a Terran player. Otherwise, you get situations like we saw in Ret versus Thorzane where Zerg just explodes. Dimaga's ZVT is some of my favorite in the world because he's one of the very few guys that likes to abuse 2-2 timings. He loves 2-2 timings with Banelings. He'll just basically macro up. It'll look pretty standard. He'll be on 3 or 4 bases. Might even make a handful of mutas. But then as soon as 2-2 finishes, you'll see him morph 60 Banelings and just go. And it's one of the hardest all-ins to hold for a Terran player, I feel, regardless of how many tanks they might have.
Yep, we saw him doing that so many times back then at the Into Extreme Masters Global Challenge in Kiev last year, where he even managed to take game 1 of MMA, but then MMA was like, okay.
Yep, MMA made some adjustments and started playing mech against it, which is actually pretty good.
Like, all right, blow up my toys. What do you think about that?
Yeah, and Dimaga didn't make the same adjustments and ended up losing that series, but still showed some really good ZVT throughout that entire tournament. And
when you think about it, Dimaga went to the finals of international tournaments so many times already. Like back then in Kiev, Assembly, he won it, and now DreamHack runner-up. It's pretty crazy. He's
one of the most successful when you talk about foreign land players. Yeah. Like when you look at tournament wins, Dimaga's got a lot of them. And we look at tournament like top 4 finishes, Dimaga's got a lot of them. And when you look at prize money won, he hasn't won the same amount of cash as somebody like like a Stefano or a Naniwa, but he's still one of the best foreign Zerg players, one of the most successful foreign Zerg players, and one of the higher earning foreign Zerg players.
Dimaga's starting off with a lot of roaches over here, man. The first map here on Ohana, 10 roaches at once, and that's actually quite a lot. We see the starport going down for Ganzi, but I'm afraid it's going to be a little bit too late for Ganzi.
This could very possibly just be a build order win for Dimaga. Ganzi has
absolutely
really
zero map vision.
Taking a lot of time with this. His bunker is in a really good spot for defending run-bys. It's in a really terrible spot for defending roaches because you just can't get around it to repair it.
Nope. You can have a couple of SUVs over here. You can maybe have a few SUVs over here, but then they have to go all the way over here. Ganzi is so in the dark, man, and I really hope for him, if he wants to make this at least remotely close, that he's going to send out these 2 Hellions, and that's what he's going to do right now. When are you going to spot the roaches?
Right
now he is going to spot the roaches.
And immediately he backs up, sees exactly what's coming, needs to throw down more bunkers. He's going to start a Banshee, and I think that's pretty smart. Is it pretty smart? I don't know.
It is. That's the only way that he's ever going to be able to survive. The supply block man, okay, is the next depot is almost ready.
Oh, Dimaga not able to get the ramp. He's going to start working on this depot. Depot's going to fall very, very fast, and Dimaga's going to walk right into the main base of Ganzi. Immediately, some workers are going to start to fall. Needs to get up into the main where all the SCVs are.
I wouldn't be surprised, man, if he starts focusing the starport. No, he's going to take out the reactor over here instead.
Really strange choice. He doesn't seem to be reacting to this Banshee at all. Now here come the SCVs. Marines are going to pop out and die very, very quickly, but Ganzi's surrounding this and dealing with this exceptionally well. Dimaga's not killing that much. I mean, 11 SCVs is a decent amount, but we got to remember that Ganzi's got double orbital, and he can drop a lot of mules. This is going to get cleaned up, but Dimaga's only got a small worker lead here, 35 drones to 23 SCVs. We like to say that a mule is worth about 4 SCVs, so this is really a very close game.
Oh, man, and Dimaga has absolutely nothing in his natural. These are quite low HP Hellions, but still there's 4 of them. Light them up.
Oh, man, such a best-case opening for Dimaga and Ganzi with a beautiful hold. Oh, a lot of drones are going to be roasted here, and what worker lead he had is going to dwindle very quickly. We can't forget that there are Banshees coming behind this.
And it's still not over. It's far from over. So many good shots going off from these Hellions. Dimaga losing so many drones.
Wow, Ganzi from awful situation to fantastic situation, getting tons of kills.
And here's the Banshee, man. The Banshee's just fighting the Queen straight up, because that's the only anti-air that Dimaga has. Does he have an evil chamber? No, he does not. I think Dimaga is in so much trouble.
He's going to lose more drones. He's going to don't bring both Queens, Dimaga. You got to leave one in your main, Dimaga. Oh, no. Banshee's going to come right over to the main where the Queens are again going to have to turn around. Very slow off creep.
Seems like Ganzi is going to follow this up with Marauder Hellion, which I think is very smart, because it's going to force Dimaga to make a ton of units. This Banshee will
does fall.
But second Banshee is already almost there, and I believe a third Banshee was on the way. He cancelled it.
Yeah, Ganzi's in fine shape, Kev. Second Banshee's going to get over here into the natural, do some more damage. And there's a third command center building, so the economic situation for Ganzi is just getting better and better. So very aggressive opening for Dimaga does not bear fruit. And he's going to move into this mid-game in a pretty awkward spot.
Yeah, he's going for the Spire, which is indeed... well,
he's going 2 base Muta off of 2 gas.
He has a little bit of gas saved up.
Where is the Spire? Oh, it's right next to the Spire? Tricky Dimaga.
Well, yeah, that is pretty tricky.
Yeah, if you don't click on it, you're just going to assume it's a spine crawler. But, dude, he's not going to get any mutas at all. It's just going to be...
He's going to be able to pump out at least 4
mutas. A couple more roaches for Dimaga. We kind of missed this. They're up in the main base of Ganzi getting cleaned up by Marauders. Tried to counterattack and do a little bit of damage, but ultimately Ganzi dealt with it pretty easily.
Right. Marauders, man. That's all you need. 20 racks Marauders.
4 mutas on the way for Dima, and he's going to be flying into not that much. There's only 1 Viking. That's the only anti-air that's on the map for Ganzi right now, so Dimaga could get a few kills.
And there's only a single barracks as well, which is still producing a Marauder. Yeah, you're right. Man, if only Dimaga had better economy. Imagine if we were able to pump out 10 mutas. Obviously, then Ganzi would have been in a different situation.
But the other side of this is he sees the Banshee, and will he show the mutas to the Banshee or not? I guess it looks like no. He's going to fly around the top half of the map, try to hide him for a little while and get as many worker kills as he can.
He's sending a single muta.
Production tab is all... What is it? Nothing. He's just... Ganzi's got 5 Marauders and that is, but for whatever reason, he's decided to throw down some turrets. I guess just feeling like maybe this is the timing that he has to be ready for his muta.
Like Dima sent 1 muta to the Banshee, which and 3 mutas to the Viking on the right side. So Ganzi knows there are mutalisks on the map.
So Dimaga did reveal his hand.
Yes, he did.
And that's going to make this even more difficult.
Exactly have aces, man. Ganzi called with Jack 9, because Jack 9 is good.
Jack 9 is okay.
Man, it's fantastic.
Queen Jack, man. It's my favorite hand.
Muta's working on his refinery from Ganzi. He's going to be able to pick off a couple of these SCVs. Ganzi not really responding to this, despite having 6 Marines, and he has Stim. So Ganzi, hello?
Just kind of taking his time dealing with it. He's going to let the refinery fall. There's not really anything else that Dimaga can do with it. Turret gets a lot of damage off on those mutas. And now that Ganzi's sort of stabilized.
So random. These 5 Marauders are just being rallied to the other side of the map right now. I think he's going to try to suicide them on this hatch, but if these Zerglings spot him in time, Dimaga, did you see those Marauders yet? No, he still doesn't see them, man.
Don't see him. I think he can get there. Can he get there?
No, he's not gonna. Oh no! Don't. If he's gonna kill drones, then yes, he's gonna be able to get there. I think if he would have gone for that hedge straight away, well, he's gonna kill a lot of drones. That's for sure.
A little bit of suspect decision making, I think, fighting the Marauders instead of just pulling the drones. Lings should be able to clean this up. Man, Marauders live forever. I guess they have 1-1, so it makes sense. And Dimaga has no upgrades.
Dimaga lost 3 out of 4 Mutalisks to these first stimmed Marines. Dimaga went back up to 62 drones, but it also means that he barely has any army supplies. 45 supply of stimmed bio and a Tor in production against, yeah, what is it really? 8 slow Banelings soon for Dimaga, and that's about it.
Yeah, very low tech Dimaga. He's still reeling from that early game. He's trying to get some units out, but it's going to be really tough. Slow Banelings are not very good against Marines.
Good enough if you don't really move with your Marines. So
good control by Ganzi, yeah, man. Just clicks right on the Banelings, picks them off, and retreats. Third base is down for Ganzi, and he's going to be able to drop mules there. And he's just pulling further and further ahead. Really, really good play from Ganzi. Very solid play. Dimaga, on the other hand, is looking a little bit sloppy here in game number 1.
Yes, he is. 2-2 is on the way for Ganzi. Well, I believe 1-2 is on the way for Dimaga.
Yep, +1 is done. +2 just started.
And he's getting Baneling speed. Maybe if Ganzi is going to move out with more medevacs than Marines, then Dimaga will be able to do something with the very few ground units that he has. Now we see quite a few Marines over here. One hero Zergling picked off a Mew. He's going to try to pick off the second Mew as well. And Ganzi is still not paying attention. Wow, what a hero Zergling.
Boom.
How much is this Zergling going to kill, Ben?
I don't know. These Marines are just chilling. What the hell is this Zergling right now? He is finally going to get picked off. Ganzi finally responds, but not before losing those 2 mules and an SCV or 2. Here we go, a little bit of a push here at the front. It's a single Thor with Marines behind it. A scary push.
Yeah, but we have 21 Banelings, so I think if Dimaga does as well, he should be able to do fine, because we have a lot of units from Ganzi not really being with his army.
Whoa, Dimaga, don't go rolling in just yet.
They see.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
This Banelings just want to roll, man.
Ganzi's at 170 supply. What great macro, man. Just smooth. Just continuing to add on his lead, and Dimaga's in a really awkward spot here. Marines and Thor against Zergling Baneling, and Dimaga is going to have to go engage now. Ganzi's going to go try and split these Marines, and that's a pretty good engagement for Dimaga. Gets a really good trade there. Kills most of the Marines, gets the Thor, and at the same time, though, there's a drop over here on the right side of the map, and that killed
the spawning pool. Already picked off the spawning pool. Not that many drones, as Dimaga still is at 61 drones, and Dimaga will be able to take care of it this time. Dimaga going for a Zergling run by Ganzi, could have seen it, but he did not spot these Zerglings. And it's going to be pretty annoying, because there's not a single unit over here for Ganzi to protect his base. Okay, never mind.
Oh, he's going to morph him into Banelings.
Ganzi has to see that.
Actually, Dimaga's just going to go for a big Zergling Baneling attack. The same sort of 2-2 timing that we talked about. It's going to be hard to make it work from behind, though, especially with Ganzi attacking on the other end, and Dimaga has 0 units back there. Ooh, this is just anti-timing for Dimaga.
Right, Ganzi going to try to siege up a couple of these tanks on the high ground, and these Banelings, the Marines will probably be able to take care of this base. But what's Dimaga going to do with all these Banelings? He has a ton of Banelings.
This is just not going to work. Dimaga's going to be in a situation where he's got to kind of race.
No,
you just can't race against Terran. Yeah.
Dimaga is defending this drop this time.
Here we go. Dimaga goes rolling. The siege tank is not sieged and will just die. And Dimaga's going to do heavy damage with this. There's no question about it. But the problem is eventually Ganzi's going to stabilize.
Don't use all those Banelings on a couple of SCVs, Dima. Just leave a couple of Zerglings behind.
Dimaga is going to go ahead and roll up into the main here. He's doing that good damage, but eventually Ganzi's just going to lift. And if Dimaga can't find an answer to the army that's on his creep, then he can't win the game. It's just not possible.
Ganzi's not really paying attention here over here, Ben. He's losing a ton of Marines, actually. This is starting to look pretty decent for Dimaga. Ganzi was really not paying attention. He lost so many Marines.
Oh, wow, maybe he was back at his base trying to manage that, and all of a sudden there's only 3 Marines at the front and 3 siege tanks, and Dimaga is still alive in Ganzi's main. He's going to get another tank kill.
This one drop in the main base from Dimaga did a ton of damage there. This is starting to turn really close as well. 47 against 35 army supply. I guess
big fungal goes down. Baneling will detonate and kill those Marines. Medevacs save a couple of units. Dimaga still has to find some way of cleaning up these last couple of Marines in his main base. Ganzi has stabilized, but he's lost a lot, Kev. He's down to
lost pretty much everything.
35 SCVs. The thing is, though, wow, Dimaga's still attacking at the third base. And it's going to force these mules to kind of abandon shop. The problem, though, Kev, is that in these low eco situations, the mule is just so much better than...
That is true, but Zerglings are also pretty awesome because there are not a lot of units on the map. Ganzi is going to probably try to do some tank micro. Pick up those tanks, Ganzi. You can really not afford to lose units in this situation. More Zerglings streaming in for Dimaga. Oh, the Marines are doing so good.
Yeah, those upgrades just scale so well. The medevac's helping out a ton, and a couple of banelings errantly rolling in.
If only they were there earlier.
If they were there with the banelings,
but meanwhile, these Zerglings did clear up over here, so Ganzi lost a lot of those potential mules. Dima's up to 40 workers, Ganzi at 35. This first game is turning into a real nail game.
Dimaga transitioning into infestors. I'm not sure that it's the best choice with this many medevacs out. 8 medevacs, 15 marines, and it's going to be 9 infestors for Dimaga, and that's it.
Man, Ganzi's a rich man. Ooh. Infestors.
Does Dimaga have burrow? That could be amazing.
He does not have burrow.
He can still try to hide these banelings behind a sight blocker, but a medevac can spot that.
Ganzi is so good for his soldiers, man. Like, private jet for each and every one of them.
Yup! Up! Oh, pretty good splitting. Saves a couple of those marines.
Oh, bailing! Could have just rolled there. Fungal
infestors! Boom! One fungal goes down. One more could land and does, but look at how good these medevacs are. Everything lives. And that's kind of why you have to question the choice to transition into infestor. You really need more banelings. Ganzi just pulling further and further ahead now. 100 supply against 50.
I think Dimaga is getting burrow right now, by the way. I think Dimaga just wanted units. He lost his spawning pool again, so he couldn't really make banelings, and I guess he didn't really feel comfortable going up to 1,000 resources and just waiting. I don't think he has many queens either. No, he doesn't have a single queen, actually. He's producing 2 queens now.
Yeah, a really tough spot for Dimaga, maybe an unwinnable one as Ganzi's continuing to propel himself forward. The triple orbital really showing just how good it is in situations like this. Drop in the back of the main base of Dimaga. There's not really much there for Ganzi to kill, just a hive.
Just a hive.
But I mean, there's no other tech, and it's very hard to kill a hive. It takes a long time, and Ganzi realizes that, vacates. Burrow almost done for Ganzi. Look at these medevac numbers. 10 medevacs now. 40 Marines are out on the map. The only way Dimaga comes back here is with the most clutch burrowed banelings of all time.
Yes, and Burrow's not even ready yet. Burrows are going to roll in right. Banelings are going to roll in right now, though.
Oh,
but Ganzi's right on top of this. Oh, maybe some fungals on the medevacs.
Fungal does not go down. One medevac gets caught, but it is empty, and it doesn't even die.
Nope.
Dimaga going to give chase, and
this could actually go very well for Dimaga. Now he could land very good fungus, but Ganzi is aware of this, instantly splits. But Baneling's doing fantastic.
Yeah, they are doing very well. A lot of Infestitarian's going to go down, but the medevac's still just going to heal right through that. Most of the Marines are dealt with, but look at the reinforcing wave for Ganzi. That's so huge. Tanks, Marines. Dimaga's basically spending all of his energy trying to fungal these medevacs to death.
Now Burrow's going to go down, but I can imagine Scan goes down as well. Yes, the Scan does go down, and Dimaga is going to lose all of his infestors, and this is probably game over.
Yeah, that's got to be curtains. More banelings morphing for Dimaga. And at the same time dropping the main base. Queen's going to fall. Hive is going to continue to take damage. Dimaga maybe going to try to fight one more time, but upgraded Marines under medevacs with siege tanks, not going to happen. GG comes out of Dimaga. Back and forth action on Ohana, but Ganzi stabilizes and takes it. And
tough day to be a queen, man. A lot of queens did fall in that series.
Tough day to be a Zergling, Kev.
That as well.
Really
but
tough
Zerglings
day.
are so many of them. There's a big chance you're not a Zergling.
There's a big chance you are a Zergling.
Yeah, I know. But, like, never mind. The big chance is normally that if you are a queen that you're not going to die. That's what I tried to say. Doesn't really matter, guys. It's been a long game, long day. We've been casting for, I guess, 5 hours by now. We're far from then. At least 2 more games coming up. Maybe 4 more games coming up. Small commercial break, and we'll be right back with Dimaga versus Ganzi, Game 2.